Pollution in the ocean is a serious environmental issue that affects marine life and the ecosystem. It is an issue that has been on the rise due to factors such as chemical pollution, plastic pollution, and oil spills. In order to track this problem, there are organizations like Plastic Free Seas that are collaborating with other companies like Starbucks to create sustainable alternatives for disposable plastics. The introduction of this section gives some basic information about what marine pollution is and why it's a serious problem. It also provides some examples of what marine pollution can be caused by. Marine pollution is the release of harmful substances or objects into bodies of water. Marine animals can become sick or die when exposed to these pollutants. Pollution can come from a variety of sources, including ships, oil spills, littering, and runoff from agricultural and urban areas. Some examples of marine pollution are oil spills, littering, and runoff from farms and factories. Oil spills from drilling operations or from tankers can cause a variety of problems. They can suffocate sea life, contaminate the water, and damage coastal habitats. In addition, the cleanup process can be expensive and time-consuming. Plastic bags are a major problem for the marine animals. These bags often snag on current lines or float to the surface of water, where they can be mistaken for jellyfish by hungry marine predators. Animals can still think that the plastic was food, and it will often suffocate them. This microplastic is ruining the oceans. Microplastics are defined as pieces of plastic that measure less than 5 millimeters. While some microplastics come from larger pieces of plastic, such as bottles, and can be recycled. Others come from smaller particles, such as microbeads found in soaps and toothpaste. These tiny plastics slip through the filters of wastewater treatment plants and end up in our oceans, where they can cause a large amount of environmental issues. The UN estimates that every year about 8 million metric tons of plastic leaks into the ocean. That's equivalent to a garbage truck full of plastic being dumped into the ocean every minute. Of course, these numbers don't account for all of the plastic that is swept away by currents and simply never makes it to shore, with ocean animals dying by the thousands each year due to ingestion or entanglement with plastic. The problem of plastic pollution in our oceans is a serious and global issue. Large amounts of plastic end up entering the ocean due to improper disposal on land, which has led to the death of an estimated 1 million seabirds and 100,000 marine mammals each year. Plastic pollution persists as a major issue in our society. It can be seen all over the earth, from the Himalayas to the Arctic Circle. Plastic pollution has become an enormous problem because it is not biodegradable and can last for hundreds of years. How the garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean grew. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is an oceanic trash vortex or gyre that contains more than 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic. It is located in the North Pacific Ocean and is estimated to be about the size of Texas. In the past decade, the size of this area has tripled, and it now takes up a huge amount of ocean space with an estimated weight of 80,000 metric tons. Mercury marine pollution is a global environmental issue. It has been increasing steadily due to the rise in the number of coal-powered plants. Mercury poses a great risk to the marine life and affects humans and other animals that depend on them for survival. If we don't take any steps soon, we might end up with another tragedy like what happened in Minamata, where people got severely poisoned by mercury and many died from it. In order to avoid such incidents, it is important for us to keep an eye on the levels of mercury in our water bodies. Mercury is a chemical element that has been dumped into the ocean for over a century. It has led to the contamination of fish and other seafood, as well as caused environmental damage. Many organizations are working to reduce the amount of mercury in the ocean by monitoring sources of mercury pollution, preventing new releases, and cleaning up existing releases. They are also educating people on what they can do to help reduce their own mercury exposure, such as eating less seafood or not using products with mercury in them. Mercury is a naturally occurring element that is found in all types of environmental media, including water, soil, and air. It can be released into the environment through industrial processes such as coal-fired power plants. Once it's released into the environment, mercury can enter the food chain and accumulate in the tissues of living organisms. Yes, people can get mercury poisoning by eating too much fish. The most dangerous type of mercury are called organic mercury, which is found in certain fish and can enter the food supply. There is a vast difference in the way that these different forms of mercury affect the body, depending on the person's age and the general health status. Petroleum pollutants. One of the pollutants in marine pollution is petroleum, which can be found in beach litter, runoff from parking lots and highways, and in the oil spills that result from tanker accidents. Petroleum pollutants in the ocean pollution are one of the most devastating forms of waste that exist today. They are also one of the most difficult to remove because it can take years for them to break down in water before they can be cleaned up by cleanup crews at sea. Even if they break down, they can still harm the environment by killing off microscopic plants and animals that live at the bottom of the ocean. Oil spills happen when there is an accident or natural disaster, such as earthquake or hurricane. Oil spills can cause a lot of damage and harm to marine life and human health by killing fish, birds, and other animals. Marine pollution can also affect people's health because it causes respiratory problems and brain development issues in children. Coastal pollution. There has been a lot of coastal pollution in the ocean as a result of human activities. Humans have been dumping their waste into oceans for centuries now, and it has been ruining the environment. Marine pollution is the release of harmful substances or matter such as oil or chemicals into the marine environment. They can cause a wide variety of problems from killing marine life to impacting human food sources. Coastal pollution can also come from natural causes such as land-based runoff from storms or agricultural fertilizers that flow into waterways and then out to sea. It is important that we find ways to curb this pollution before it becomes too severe. 10 ways that you can help fight ocean pollution every day. Ocean pollution is a serious global problem. It is not something that we can ignore anymore. There is no better time than now to start caring for our ocean and work towards a cleaner, more sustainable future. We need to be more aware of the effects of our daily actions on the ocean and make sure to take care of it for generations to come. So let's do something about it. Here are 10 ways that you can help fight ocean pollution every day, with all kinds of small things you can do in your everyday life. First of all, educate yourself on the issue of water pollution. Second, reduce your overall consumption of plastic products. Third, think about what you can do to reduce, reuse, or recycle more. 4. Support legislation that aims to reduce plastic pollution. 5. Change your beauty routine to include less plastics and chemicals, such as swapping out face wash for a bar soap or a vegetable-based cleanser and using a natural fabric softener instead of dryer sheets or detergent. 6. Avoid junk food and other food wrapped in plastics. 7. Take part in cleanup events and volunteer opportunities with organizations like Greenpeace. 8. Avoid using straws, plastic bags, and paper cups. Buy plastic-free toothbrushes. 9. Stop using chemicals in your house because some chemicals go straight into the water system. 10. Consider supporting companies that are changing their minds about the issue. Recycle your plastics. Plastic recycling plants are needed to break down our plastics so they can be reused for fabricating new products instead of being thrown out into the environment or buried in landfills where they will remain for hundreds or thousands of years. You can turn your old water bottles and soda cans into something useful. Thank you for watching. If you find this video useful, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share.